Winter that year was brutal. In a remote mountain town in Colorado, snow fell almost non-stop, day and night, burying roads, trees, and hope under thick white silence. Emma lived there with her mother, Martha, inside a small wooden shack at the edge of the village. Their heater barely worked, and every night the wind screamed through the cracks in the walls. Martha worked as a seamstress. Even in freezing temperatures, she stitched dresses late into the night, just so they could afford food. Emma often begged her to stop. "Mom, it's past midnight," Emma said one night, wrapping a thin blanket tighter around her shoulders. "You'll get sick." "If I don't work, we don't eat," Martha replied softly, her fingers trembling as the needle moved. That night, a violent snowstorm hit the village. Roads closed, markets shut down. For an entire month, no work came their way. One morning, an expensive black car stopped outside their shack. A well-dressed woman stepped out, her heels sinking into the snow. Her name was Veronica Hale, rich, cold, and sharp-eyed. "I've heard you're talented," Veronica said, looking around the shack with clear disgust. "I need an evening gown, something extraordinary." Emma could feel the insult burning in her chest, but Martha nodded politely. Veronica described an elegant, asymmetrical gown fit for elite award ceremonies. She paid in advance, but warned them coldly, "If you ruin it, you'll pay double." After Veronica left, Martha went out into the storm to buy fabric. When she returned, she was shaking violently from the cold. There was no tea, no milk, nothing to warm her. Still, she began sewing. A week later, the gown was almost complete. As Martha was ironing it, a scream pierced the air outside. "Help me!" Startled, Martha ran out, leaving the hot iron on the dress. Outside, an old woman lay collapsed in the snow, soaked and barely breathing. Martha dragged her inside. Moments later, smoke filled the room. The gown had burned, completely ruined. Before they could react, the old woman vanished. No footprints, no sound, nothing. That same evening, Veronica arrived. She didn't listen to explanations. She threatened them. "I'll return in 2 days," she said, "with or without police." Desperate, Martha tried borrowing money. No one helped. As night fell, she never returned home. Panicked, Emma went searching. Near the frozen river, at the edge of the forest, she found the old woman, tied to a tree, snow covering her body. "She's coming," the old woman whispered. "A witch lives beyond this river. She wants to kill me." The old woman begged Emma to cross the river and bring back a black rose from the forest. Emma crossed the icy river, cutting her skin on sharp ice. Deep inside the forest, she found 2 things: piles of gold and the black rose. A voice echoed around her. "You may take only one." Emma chose the rose. The moment she handed it over, the old woman smiled. "You chose life over greed, but choices have consequences." Her body twisted unnaturally, bones cracked, skin darkened. "I was never a prisoner. I was waiting." The world spun. Emma woke up inside her shack. Martha sat beside her, pale and silent. The black rose lay on the table, dripping something dark, not water, blood. That night, Veronica returned.
But her face wasn't human anymore. Her jaw stretched too wide. Her eyes were hollow pits. "You delivered my dress," she hissed. The rose began to bloom. The walls started bleeding. Martha screamed as shadows wrapped her body, pulling her into the floor, like sinking into black mud. Emma tried to run, but the door wouldn't open. The last thing she saw was the rose blooming fully, petals black as death, while the old woman's voice echoed through the room. "Good people suffer first." The next morning, the shack was empty. Snow covered everything. Villagers say that during winter storms, a black rose sometimes appears near the frozen river, and if you follow it, you never come back.
Three friends, Ethan, Jake, and Mia, were addicted to adventure. Mountains, rivers, and deep forests always pulled them in. The greater the danger, the stronger their excitement became. The college garden was calm that day, just like always, but hidden inside that calm was the faint warning of something dark approaching. "Man, it's been so long since we went on an adventure trip," Jake said. "You're right," Ethan replied. "I was just thinking the same thing." "So what are we waiting for?" Mia laughed. "Let's plan something." "But where?" Jake asked. Ethan smiled faintly. There was something strange in his eyes, as if the place was already decided. "We're going to a mountainous region in Arunachal Pradesh," Ethan said. "Snow, dense forests, and danger." The very next day, the three friends found themselves inside an old resort surrounded by icy winds and towering trees. The wooden walls creaked with every gust as if the building itself was whispering warnings. Ethan sat silently, staring at his tablet. "You never put that thing down," Jake said. "What are you watching now?" Mia sighed nervously. "Let me guess, something about snakes?" Ethan slowly closed the tablet and smiled, but this smile felt wrong, hungry. "You're right," he said. "This region is known for anacondas." Mia froze. "Oh my God, is that why you brought us here?" "If we can extract anaconda venom, we could make millions. One catch and our lives are set." Jake's eyes sparkled with greed. "That's insane, but amazing." Mia's face turned pale. "Ethan, anacondas are extremely dangerous." "Relax," Ethan said. "I'm an expert. I have all the equipment." The next morning, they entered deep into the forest. Snow clung to branches. The air felt heavy. Strange drag marks covered the ground as if something massive had slithered through. The jungle grew unnaturally silent. Suddenly, Mia screamed. "I swear something moved right under my feet!" Ethan rushed forward. Nothing was there. Then they noticed her. An old woman stood between the trees, wrinkled face, strange glowing eyes. "Who are you?" Ethan asked. "I live in this forest," she said slowly. "Leave. Tonight is the full moon." Jake laughed. "What, some ghost story?" The woman's voice hardened. "Tonight, the Queen Anaconda awakens. She is no ordinary snake. She is a shapeshifter, a predator. If she sees you, you will not escape, ever." Mia felt chills crawl down her spine. Jake scoffed. "Nonsense." Ignoring the warning, they went deeper. As darkness fell, bushes exploded with movement. A giant anaconda appeared, massive, wounded by Ethan's gunfire, then vanished into the shadows. Terrified, they ran back to the resort. "That thing is dead," Jake said shakily. "That old woman was lying," Ethan muttered. But after midnight, the temperature dropped unnaturally. A shadow crawled across the wall. Not a snake, an anaconda with human eyes, smiling. In seconds, it crushed Jake. Bones snapped. Screams ended. Ethan was slammed against the wall, darkness swallowing him. Mia ran, barefoot, screaming. Outside, the old woman stood waiting. "Save me!" Mia cried. The woman smiled, but it wasn't human. "I am only the guardian," she hissed. "Those who ignore the warning meet their end." Her body twisted, skin stretched, eyes turned reptilian. Behind her, the queen anaconda emerged from the darkness. The next morning, 3 bodies were found at the edge of the forest. No wounds, no blood, only terror frozen on their faces.